and what people can create, and when people are creative, and you even tell me your story about math, because I tried, because I was it's crazy. I was an engineering major, but I was faking the funk because I had a good memory.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had to get back into it and had to work. And I tried a lot of my, like I was a late bloomer. A lot of stuff in my life came. I think sometimes adults can do better than kids. I tell people, even playing instruments, I said, dude, we're in a different level. Kids have that creativity. Kids are giving stuff. Adults like this, I know what's going to take. Let me go ahead and do it. So sometimes we can even do better than kids, because if we decide to put it in, I tell people it's never too late to do anything.
Right. So I was lucky to attend a lecture by Temple Grandin.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember her?
Yes.
Ooh.
Temple Grandin. She's got severe autism, severe Asperger's, maybe even a combination of two. Oh yeah, I mean, like
she can't. It's crazy.
She's a genius.
So she's a genius, right? But she says my mind is wired like an animal, right? An animal can only think in pictures, right? And so she says she's just if you say a pair of shoes, she sees every shoes that she's ever seen, used, looked at people's shoes. It's like a library, right? And so she just went through how she overcame that disability, used it to her benefit, and she had to associate stuff like a picture of a letter was gobbledygook to her. I mean, like she
really,
typing. Oh yeah, I mean, so visual, and then the sentiment behind the visual, right? So she designed animal transportation systems to bring them to a slaughterhouse, right? So there was no sharp edges, or there was all curves.
That's right. That's right.
So
yeah, that movie's called Temple Grandin.
Yes.
And so I attended a lecture by her, and then also I had a really good friend of mine who is a James Bond producer.
Uh-huh.
His name is Kevin McClory, and he was dyslexic, and he had a stutter. He got the stutter in the World War II, and so Kevin McClory was the producer of Thunderball, which was the kind of the epitome of all of the James Bond that made the most for many, many years. And he took what was a very old-fashioned, communist, all the baddies in James Bond were communists, and he went, look, we just got to change it all. And he wanted a holiday in the Bahamas. So he changed it. So this is all in East Berlin and all this other stuff. He said, no, let's go to the Bahamas. Let's get the worst thing possible, which is a nuclear bomb. And but he just painted. So he invented Blofeld, right? So this is how he did it. He said Blofeld holds a white cat, and he would just do this, right? So they would write it out. They would do the screenplay. So he was very visual. Also, Blofeld you couldn't see from, like, he was supposed to never be seen, and he had his number 2, his number 1, all that. So visual communication, and which all of this now is happening, which is telecommunicating, is going to be a powerful technology going forward, and being able to communicate like this and like you do, you're talking this way, talking that way.
Yeah,
great. So I
totally agree with you. About technology. It's about technology, with technology and movies, TV series, and stuff like that. This is Brian Sebastian, Movie Reviews and More. Jack Gillin, the one and only Sinbad. But here's the whole thing about this. It is fun to see new technology coming down the pipeline. It's even greater, much more fun when you get that technology that no one's ever seen before, or they've never even heard of it before. So Jack, talk about that. Yeah. You've got something else in front of you that I haven't tried that, but Justin Bieber has that, doesn't he?
Another toy. You gave it to Justin Bieber?
No, he bought it himself. Okay. Believe you me, right? So, and then also Justin's got a number of our Segways, the bigger ones, right? So, if you have a look at his Instagram and his YouTube series that's on now, right? He's got these guys. So this is off right now. This is an e-skate, right? So if I turn it on, it goes from just flopping around to balance.
The gyros, right?
Right? So it's not gyros. It does understand balance, right?
What?
Through inertia. This is Dean Kamen's DNA is in this thing. Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Now you can feel it pushing against you, right? Now the cool thing is that if I lean forward on this, it goes forward. If I lean backward, it goes backwards, and then you can move it like so. These are skates. These are e-skates, right? And it's looking for the ground, and I just so the cool thing is that these e-skates are called drifts W1s, and we've had some pretty interesting success with them. We're one of the few companies that can take an e-skate and go all the way to an ATV, and we can have robots on the way, and so we really do see that in order to do some of the cooler things, you have to have good commercial scale in order to be making money. Because if you were just a company doing this, you'd have problems, right? You'd be like, live or die by one product, right? We have the ability to scale past that and try new things. So the latest thing we tried was the S-Pod, standing for Segway Pod. And I don't know if you had a chance to see it at all, Sinbad, but it was a thing that it tilts forward, and hopefully we can do some interstitching here on the nice editing on the video, right? But it leans forward, you go sit down on it, and then you press a button, and then it assumes your weight, and underneath it balances, it shifts the weight, and it also balances on two wheels, and then you can just ride it, right? And it's amazing. So hopefully some of the video will come in, and when you see this the next time, Sinbad, you'll see some samples. I'll send you a link about it too. But
I was trying to look it up on my phone.
Do it.
I was trying to look it up on my phone right now.
Have a look at it. It's we had 1,000 media mentions. It got Times Best 100 mentions of CES. We got a whole bunch of great reviews of it.
It was a fun S-Pod?
S-Pod Segway. And you'll see it right there. The commonality between all our products is that when you use them, you smile. We call it the Segway smile. You sit on it, you go, I didn't know I could do that. You stand on this, you go, wow, this is augmenting me. This is augmenting me, so I don't have to. I can walk 5 miles a day or 10 miles a day. But guess what? Now I can go 20 miles on our unit, right? And so like it's doing more.
I'm looking at it now, man.
Faster.
Oh God, it's a chair. Oh my!
It's a chair. Sorry, I should have said it's a chair.
Oh my God, man! Oh
okay.
My.
So that's how much our engineers in China are in the future with, right? And also that's using a lot of American tech, Dean Kamen's tech, and the bottom.
I have a friend,
right,
this would change your life.
Transporter.
I have a friend that could go to trade shows and look a little cooler. You know what I'm saying? Other than being in a wheelchair. This would be, oh my God.
So Sinbad, it is a concept. We are still working on it, right? We do have a vision where you'll be able to take an app, call one of these, it'll roll up outside, you jump in it, go to a mall, right, jump out, or use it with you, depending on how disabled or assistance, how much assistance you need. And so, yes, we just say, look, we just have so much fun with these units. And I got to meet the engineers of that unit last January. They're very proud, right? They know they're doing some really cool things. And as you turn signals happen automatically in the background. You have to turn, right? It's the same.
You got me going crazy.
Same with this.
My next trade show, I'm zooming through. I'm going through in a whole new way. I'm backpacking.
So Sinbad, that's what I was doing. I was doing it through the NAMM convention. I would go to the one security guard that knew me, and I would go back to him every day. And then I would go to the whole convention on the Segway. And then people would take pictures. So it looked like I was walking with them, but I was above them, but I was actually gliding past them. That was fun.
And you're controlled because I saw him.
Yeah, and the cool thing is that when you're on it, it's so smooth. So it's like you're on a gimbal, right?
And it doesn't take up the room. It doesn't take up the room like, you know, when I got to do the cart. When I got the little cart going through, I'm hitting people and stuff. With this one, and if I want to jump off to go in the booth, the cool thing is I can jump off. How heavy is it, Jack?
Well, this one here is 46 pounds weight.
Okay.
Okay. So, but we have lighter ones, right, that have no robot on them, right?
Okay.
The cool thing is, and again, I've gone through lots of crowds. I put over 1,000 miles on this one summer, right? 1,000 miles, right? So watch this. This is how you turn. You ready?
So it's just a body move. It's just a body move. Man.
Zero turn radius, right? You just turn right in, and all you have to do is use your knee, right? I'm using my hand now, right, just to do it. But normally you'd be standing on it and you use your knee, right? So,
man.
Thank you, Dean Kamen.
Man.
Thank you, engineers in China.
Man. How many hours can you go on a battery?
So, if you go flat out, let's just go flat out. 12 miles an hour, and you go 20 miles, right? So, flat out, like hour and a half, 2 hours, right? But in realistic, Brian, how long you use it every day?
Right? So Sinbad, you'll get a kick out of this. You know where the Getty Museum is?
Okay.
I went down that whole Sepulveda hill on the Segway at 10 o'clock at night, down to Westwood and Wilshire Boulevard. And then I jumped on the bus.
Really?
Yeah, I know I'm the only one in the world who's done it. It took me 40 minutes to get down the hill at night because it's got a light on it in the very center of it. And then I jumped on the bus, AI technology. I went to Hollywood, and then I took it out at Wilshire in Vermont, put it on the subway, went down, scooted down on the subway, and I drove all the way through it on Hollywood. So I was on it for almost 8 hours.
Well, let me ask you, at the NAMM show, did you ever have to, while you were going through NAMM, did you ever have to charge it during the day while you were riding?
No, it's just like your phone. Anytime I found an outlet, I would just plug it up because I always want to have the most power that I can. So I'm always looking for outlets.
Yeah.
So now I've got a backpack thing that I can just plug it in no matter where I am. So I just put it with me.
That's why I was wondering if I could have my own power with me on my back.
Yeah, but guess what? We got a lot of battery in this, okay? So right here is a USB-C connection.
Oh.
And you can plug in your iPhone and you're right into the back. We got a lot of batteries right here, right? So I do use this to charge my phone too.
Wow.
And it's got Bluetooth stereo speakers. So you can just hook up to it with Bluetooth.
Now, if the battery dies, can I still pull it with me and take it back to the hotel?
You don't want to do that, right? It's like
heavy.
A human body, right? It's like a kid who does not want to be picked up.
Gotcha.
You know?
Gotcha.
Right? So we have an indicator here of 5 bars. I don't know if you can see it on right now. It's got 5 bars, right? Number 1, right? And so we tell you ahead of time, 20%, 10%. The app will tell you how much distance it's got to go. And rarely do you run out of, a battery. So going to a big convention, just have it nicely charged up. Lunchtime, plug it in for half an hour. I'm telling you, half an hour will give you another hour, right? On top of what you got. So battery-wise, we were doing moving people via batteries using self-balancing vehicles to a highest level for many years before anybody else was safely, right? So this will, if you're on it, it will never just conk out on you. Never, right? It will tell you. It will stop.
It warns you.
It will. The thing will say, "Look, I need to be charged." Right? And we've got so many different levels, and then also there's speed levels. So if you want to bring it down to like 10 miles an hour, and it's a bit like battery saving mode on the iPhone, we got the same thing here. Yeah.
Because in a trade show, you're not going to be going full out. For me, I will only go full out at the end of the day, going back to the hotel. Right. So I'm always going to be kind of just puttering around. So I'll probably get great battery life because I'm not flying.
Right. Now, I have to say, in CES, I almost got kicked out twice. because I was on these, because they
not
have
used to
a policy.
They're not used to it yet, and I'm like this. I'm actually gonna try that CES. I'm gonna try that NAMM. I'm gonna say, guys, this is a trade show in electronics. You got people in all different kind of physical shape. You're letting wheelchairs in here. You'll let me get a little mini cart. This takes less room than that. Because the guy's going, no, one guy said, well, if you got a bunch of them, well, if you got a bunch of them, what did it do? If you got 20 people with this at a trade show, that's even better. Because the main thing, you want me at your trade show. You want me to be able to get through. We all know now the trade shows are so spread out. At NAMM is so spread out. I rarely, if I had, and he knows, I only use, I use the cart because I had my back surgery 4 years ago. I just kept using it. I got around so fast. I just use it every year because it does so well. And people are, man, are you hurt? I said, no, I'm just trying to get to the farthest building. And I don't feel like walking that thing because I got to walk all the way back.
Yeah, but Brian told me privately, he said that also people will try to stop you and say hello, and you're just like scooting, right?
Dude, I'm
so
flying.
It's more
Dude,
efficient for
I'm
you.
like, what's up? And I'm gone. Now the cool thing about this, the cool thing about with the Lumo, I can actually stop and talk to people, engage, because I can stand there and I can return and talk to them and then roll. It's even better than the cart.
Right. And
I can stand and talk to people, hey man, I gotta go, y'all, and then zoom on out.
And then
well,
you can
Jack,
ask it to take selfies.
Jack, it goes into
too.
that.
That's great. You're right.
Hey, Jack, it goes into that video that the guy shot for about Snoop with the Lumo too. Talk about that.
Right. So, did you send Sinbad the link at all? Did we be able to find it?
No, not yet.
Brian? Okay, so we'll stitch it into here, right? Okay. So Sinbad, right? This is what happened, right? Snoop retweeted a viral video, right? And he got 6.2 million views on it, right? And it was a Lumo. And the Lumo did this, right? So you go, okay, Lumo, let's go. So it turns around, the guy gets on it, and he swims away. He literally flies away, and he's got a Bluetooth set of headphones, so he's going like this, and it just looked magical. It was great. And so hopefully everybody can watch it now while we're talking over it. And it was just one of those moments, right? And I feel it all the time. And I have a couple of anecdotes. One is I had a lady, Hispanic veteran, who had PTSD, and she had a smaller unit of this, right? And she goes, Jack, you know, is there any way you can convince the VA to allow us to, reimburse your unit, right? Because they allow them to do swimming, and there's a number of things that they help them with PTSD. She said, I just found that when I get on it, I feel like I'm flying and I'm free.
Wow.
Right? So when you see the video from Snoop, you'll get an idea of what that looks like.
He just jumps on and goes, huh?
He swerves and he dances and right? It's just freedom. It's really cool. And so so we get that all the time. We had another guy, and again, limited mobility, but he needs to walk his dogs, and he had a couple of dogs. So we attached some flexible prongs out here, and he had the dogs walking on either side, and he was able to walk them further than he could if he did it himself. Another time, I was in Hawaii at the beginning of the year, and there was a guy, and he had another one of these units, and we just happened to be on the same flight, and I had one of our Segway dealers there, and he was trying to get a Segway on. He says, I need it, right? So we showed him how to, luckily, one of the airline mechanics came in, gave us the right screw, unbolted the battery pack from underneath it, and he put it in his backpack, and he brought it on board. And so we were able to help somebody who uses this. Again, he can stand up, but he's just got limited mobility, right? And so we're very much in that space. But we want you to wear your helmet, and we want you to be very safe. And but it is something that will help magnify your distance.
You know what I would have used this for? I would have used this for the protests that are happening right now. See, for me, like I said, with the back, walking those long distances, and then also at the same time trying to keep. With COVID, I'm still trying to remember, even with the protests, COVID is still real for me. I can have keep my distance. I can move, get away. I can do what I had to do. Also, you can be filming if I want to do that. I can do different things if I want to do that. It's just, to me, it would have been a great tool for me.
If you were in a safe environment and
yeah,
great. I mean, like if you're in a place where people are spaced out and you're still marching peacefully. No, I've seen a lot of our scooters out there. In fact, today the ACLU filed a petition or a lawsuit I saw in one of the newsletters saying that they did not want people to, so the government to track the position of the scooters that they rented during the protests. Yes, it was. I'll give you the link for that in the middle of this, right? So
they want ACLU, to track the scooters.
Well, okay, because a lot of these are smart. They're on the internet, right? The location's available, right? That's how the scooter sharing companies do their business. They need to know where you are so you don't go off too far out of range and so forth. So the government was looking for data on this, you know. So effectively, the ACLU said, yeah, but you can't get that data, right? So it was very interesting. We're getting into that area of personal privacy with a lot of these. I mean, everything's trackable now between your phone, your iPad, your laptop. So, but we are trying to enable people. Again, we're finding very strong sales in our scooters because people don't want to be in a bus.
Nope.
They don't want to be on light rail, right? You know, I'm 57. I have to worry about you. And we're keeping our distance, and this is very enabling.
Let me ask you this. It's kind of crazy. You know, sometimes you get aggressive, say, "Oh, follow me." Say I want to walk. You know how you walk? Because I want to get more distance. I'm going to walk. But say once I get where I'm going, I'm going to get back home faster. Because I was telling my wife, I could actually cover more distance, walk 5 miles, whatever, and say, okay, I'm taking my Luma and I'm riding back home. You know what I'm saying?
Usually, well, I do a lot, right? I'm on this a lot, right? And so around Seattle, it's an enlightened place, right? Because we have a lot of bike lanes.
Yep.
The bike lanes, though, are expensive. I told they were like $7 million per mile when they had to rejig them, and whatever way, you know. And but they have a nice crisscrossing the whole place, and then we have some nice lakes around, right? Freshwater lakes too. And so we have this nice path along a lake, and I go between Fremont and Seattle a lot.
Okay.
And what I'll find is I'll be on the Lumo for maybe a half an hour, and I want to stretch my legs. So I judiciously use it, right? But I know when I'm on it, I'm skiing.
Yes.
It's like skiing, right?
Yeah.
You know. So you'll find that you will not walk all the way and then want the Lumo back. You'll want to be on it for like, you know, 2/3 of the time and off it for 1/3 of the time. So that's kind of,
for me,
that's the way I
what
go
you
about
just described for back therapy, like when I walk with my family, it was different with y'all because I'm walking for back therapy, where everybody's walking, getting shape for cardio. I said, it'd be nice if I could walk for a while, ride for a while, walk for a while, ride for a while. Because now I say, hey man, let me walk about. You're like, because it's a different kind of walk. You're trying to get your back right, and it does wear you out. Usually I would have to come back, but so now I can go further. I can get on Luma and say, well, man, let me ride for a second and let me get off and walk for a while. I really want to keep records on that, annotate what it did with my back, because I'm still doing core. Even when I'm riding, I'm still doing core, but I'm not so much walking and pounding.
Right.
You know, so, Sinbad, you know, the last time I drove my car was in December. I've been every on this. I've been 3 states with the Luma. I literally driving back to Vegas, down to Vegas and backwards. I jumped on the mega bus at night, slept on the bike. I put the Lumo in underneath, like the storage compartment. I got off a Union Station and I went zooming every place.
Wow.
So
Sinbad, I'll be the only black guy on the Zumo zooming around all around Los Angeles. I've taken it to movies with me. I put it in the golf carts. I put it in the shopping carts. I've been every place you can think of with that. And I got pictures to prove it too.
Yeah, I know you're going to stitch them in, I hope, onto this video, right? So the cool thing about the personal transportation part is that you do feel like you're getting some level of work out of your core. I feel it, right? And but you know, you got to be safe about it. You have to get used to this. It takes you a little bit of time, right? usually it just takes a couple minutes, right? But if you're worried about, like Linda said, if you're worried about something and you don't want to strain something, you got to make sure that this is going to be the right mode of transportation for you. If not, a scooter may be better for you. If not, one of our big Segways may be better for you.
Okay.
A combination of the two, but definitely you can track. We have a app that tracks all the distance. Obviously, your phone can do a lot of that, or your watch. And you can progressively see, but here's the one thing, it's fun. It's just, you want to go out more often because it's more fun. My last point is if you get off of it and the robot's following you, and the way you're a celebrity, you get stopped anyway. I'm like Sinbad when I got the thing following me. People stop me, right? And people ask me questions. They go, is that following you? Is that? And sometimes I act nonchalant and I just keep walking, right? Now you have to have a certain amount of, awareness about this thing is following you, right? So it's got a little tone that it plays so you can know that it's behind you. And it sounds like a ice cream truck.
Too funny.
Right? So it's doing a jingle
funny,
behind you. And so it's magical because people will go, oh, that's following you. Look, and you go, yeah. And then you can actually stop. If it's too loud, you can stop it with gestures.
Okay.
You can actually say, follow me, like this, right?
So Sinbad, your next show, you should have it follow you on stage.
It senses this stuff. You can do.
Well, the thing is, I'm creating this show called My Drone and I. I'm doing this show where I can't get this drone to leave me alone. My drone is like my best friend since the quarantine because I have no friends. And I fight with the drone. I argue with the drone. Because with that follow me mode on the drone, especially in my neighborhood, I know it's gonna freak my neighbors out. The drone can stay about 8 feet from me, and it's behind me. I need you to go back home. I'm gonna have it in the car with me. I can have now all my toys. I'm like this. That lonely dude, that lonely scientist dude, where he's got the Segways following him. He's got his drone. I got my drone following me. So I'm taking my guys out for a walk. Some people walk their dogs. I'm walking my drone, and I'm walking my Segway.
Look, there's a guy that I know. He has one of this. His name is Richard Prince, and he's in Texas. He's got that drone. He's got this, and it's like a flock. That's what he does. He goes in and he does a lot of videos, and he's called the Gadget Guy.
Yeah.
And basically, but here you are. You're adapting your lifestyle to add more digital things to it, right? That help you, right? This is probably the most useful item in one go, right? Because if I'm stuck, my car broke down, the bus broke down once, right?
Wow.
Bus broke down and I just got off and I just, okay, see you guys.
And everybody was just looking at you like, whoa, I wish I had one of those.
It was tucked underneath the chair, right? And so I'm a big proponent. I used to have a Mercedes 5-liter, right? Somebody crashed into me and I got the money back and I just said, look, I'm just going to go with this. And I'm successfully living the kind of what we call micro mobility, last mile mobility, right? And I can do it. I can do it, right? It's doable, as long as you have good public transportation, right, to get you from the big parts to the big parts. But I've done the big long treks, right? And so you can go from the top of Seattle down to the bottom of Seattle on this, like Brian was describing. And so tour-wise, you become more aware of your surroundings because you're worried about the level of everything. You're looking at the incline, and you're looking at people. You're worried about somebody running into you. I mean, you're situationally aware with this stuff, and you're also looking at things. And then when nobody's around you, then you can.
It's like riding a bike and a motorcycle. I said, you see things on a motorcycle, you see things on a bike that you don't see in a car. And I said, that's why we walk. Oh, I didn't notice that. Being on your bike. Oh, I didn't notice that. But that's even crazier because I can more than a bike. I'm really standing up looking like, oh my God, I can take pictures.
Hands free.
And then I can have that cool movie shot. I told my son, because he's a filmmaker, dude, instead of having that dolly shot, because he had video just shot, we had to keep running. I said, dude, you could have been on this, just rolling with it behind the guy and shooting the shot.
Yep. And so if you have a little handheld gimbal and this, you can do some spectacular moves.
Yes.
People are doing it. If you look up on YouTube, look at 9bot.
I'm seeing guys use your equipment. I'm seeing guys use your equipment, just shooting videos. I said, that's their dolly. That's how they're getting those dolly shots. They're rolling in. I said,
no
smart
tracks,
move.
right? And then you get a guy who knows what they're doing, and they can dissociate. They can be looking here while they're going that way. It is pretty cool. So
hey, we got about 5 minutes,
right? I do like it because right. Okay, we got 5 minutes. You could be using your phone and having a latte at the same time with this.
I know.
That's what
it's crazy, right? Man.
And so, sorry, I have a guy who's going to be blasting. Yes, it always happens, right? They're blasting away the leaves on a wet day. So anyway, if you have any other questions, let me know. We got 5 minutes.
Cool. I've heard, dude. I'm ready.
Hey, what do you got coming up? Talk about what you got coming up. And here's what I see. I see you walking out on stage, and all of a sudden you turn around and Lumo's coming with you.
Well, what it is the Lumo I can have on stage with me, because I like to talk about technology. So I look at it, because for me, I like to keep it organic, just to have it to show people that's cute. But I'd rather have it on my shows, or they see me in the city riding around. Like Sinbad was in the city, I would shoot more footage. Hey, I saw your city. I went here and there, and this is what I would show the footage up. This is what I did when I went around your city, because I got a chance to talk to people, see what's going on. That's the main thing with me, getting around with it, and not just being cute with it, but showing what it can do for me. Absolutely. Getting here from point A to point B, and using it in a way like my favorite deli is right down the street from me. I said, and I told my wife, man, I'm gonna get my bikes. I'm just always tired of just driving down there, and then there's no place to park.
Yep.
There's no place to park. So now I get this and I carry it inside with me. I can eat outside, sit on the porch, bam. And everybody want to see it. I'm going to just put it down next to me.
Yep.
Sinbad, this will follow you and video you and record you at the same time. So this is your cameraman too. And it's at an interesting angle, right? Now it's the one that all the selfie people hate because it's up like this way.
Yes.
But as you're walking, right, it's the height. It's not imposing.
Yes.
Right. It's very friendly. Little kids hug the thing, right?
Yeah.
So you can do, and you can then say, stay there, take a video of me, and then walk around it, and it'll stay where it is and just track you.
Oh,
right?
man.
Videoing you in high def the whole time. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of fun with it if you get one.
Cool. And the cool thing about it, if something goes down crazy, it can be videotaping and nobody know what you're doing.
Well, there's a light on it. We do put a light, right?
Yeah, but but you know what? People don't pay attention even when there's cameras right here. They get, once people are acting stupid, whatever, they don't pay attention to anything.
Yeah. I have had people say, look, is that recording now, right? And I said, not right now, but it can. And I have had a mother and her children move away, right? But it wasn't recording at the time. But you can record it. And I've had people wanted to record, and then they wanted the video of the recording sent to them, right? So, it's a mixture of everything. There's more cameras around. This is the one camera along with your phone that you can control, right? And so yes, there's a lot of possibilities.
All right, cool, man. I'm excited. When y'all see me at the CES and NAMM show next year.
Hey, talk about what do you have coming up that you can talk about that you may know of? How do you see everything going right now?
Right now, well, this weekend, first time I'm going out. I'm driving to Phoenix and working at a comedy club. It's I do it with trepidation because I know I've been so safe, dude. I only go out at the most once or twice a week. I've been safe at my age. I have a grandson here at the house with me. I got a 4-month-old grandson. I cannot afford to get sick. It's not about just getting sick. I've seen the damage it can leave you with. Like my man on Broadway lost his legs. It can do some things afterwards that's beyond just surviving.
Right.
I got a show called Righteous Anger Make Me Want to Holler. I'm dealing with the protests and everything that's going on. I had an ex-Black Panther on. Well, not ex, always veterans. He's a professor at Columbia University. He had a 2.5-hour conversation on Instagram. So every Wednesday, every Thursday, we're talking about that. My son and them are filming everything. I'm going to do a show starting this week, next week, online called I Call BS. It's a comedy show. And I'll be using, there's different stuff. Sometimes Zoom works. Sometimes OBS works. I'm finding out, like you said, there's no one way. I'm telling people, the reason I learned all of it, because, this show will be better using OBS. This show will be better because it's more like a webinar. And there's stuff even beyond Zoom called Liver, Liber, dude, it's even more incredible. So I'm looking at all these things that we never paid attention to that exist out there. But my thing is still be able to do stand-up. The road is opening back up. Being online, I'm always up online talking to people. My people know that I'm always online talking to people. I do question and answers with people. So I'm creating, it's like my own channel. There's a couple companies, like one's called GiveRev, where you can almost create your own channel, your own like app. So if there's an app creator saying, that way they can go, hey, here's my live, going on live. Oh, here's somebody talk about technology. Oh, here's somebody talk about this. So it's not just like my ADHD. I don't have, well, here's my podcast I do every Thursday at 3. I'm never going to be that guy. I'm going to be like, I'm going up now. So that if my people have my app, they go, there he goes. There he goes again with something cool. Yeah.
That sounds great. Look forward to it.
Even talking about stuff like this. I'll get in there and say, hey, man, I got this new, you got to look at these segues. There's some stuff. I love telling people what I learned. I like spreading that out to other people and saying, this might work for you.
Hey, Jack, give your website one last time.
Sounds incredible. Yes, sir. Our website's easy. It's www.segway, segway.com. Go and have a fun poke around. We've got some great fun stuff there.
Hey, it was all about technology. It was all about the one and only Sinbad, obviously. And Jack Gillin.
I've been a Segway man forever.
Exactly. And I do everything on the Segway. I go down hills on it. I go shopping with it. I spook people out with it. I recorded Sergio Mendes on it at the Grammy Museum. So the first Segway was walking around with me at the Grammy Museum. I got pictures of it. I'm Brian Sebastian.
Wow.
Reviews some more.
Do y'all remember?
See you next time.
Before they fixed it, remember before they fixed the gyro and Bush fell off?
No. So
no, the battery died.
So
the battery died.
You're right. You're right. So
Bush was on it. They gave him a dead Segway. They gave the president of the United States a dead Segway, but they fixed it so it never fell over after that.
Yeah. So we used to have the first controller was you go forward or backward using your thumb and all, right?
Yeah.
So forget that. Just turn the body and just go side to side, right? So yes, that was, look, everything has, you still remember it 20 years on, right?
I love it. I love it. Who gives the president a dead Segway with the battery with one light?
I didn't know that fact. Okay, that's a new one on me.
It died. The battery died.
Yeah, our tech. We have a lot more safeties built in.
That means the FBI and everybody was playing with it. That means that everybody was playing. No one took the hit. No one took the hit. Everybody played with it. They go, here you go, Mr. President. There was just that much juice left.
All right. Well,
but by doing that, it improved the product.
It did.
Think about it. I always say this: technology is not perfect, and the early adapters, the people, all of us who jump in the water early, yeah, we're gonna fall, we're gonna get bit, we're gonna get smacked, but I accept that.
Right.
People get mad, like, man, my stuff didn't work. You have to accept that. If you can't accept that, this ain't for sissies. Technology is not made for wussies. You got to take the hit.
All right, everybody.
Well,
that's it for movie reviews.
We smoothed it out a little bit.
Y'all made it easy now.
Jeez, Jeff, good. Yeah. And go out and see Sinbad's show. See Sinbad's show coming up.
Send me the beta one.